Welcome to the Orange Show. I'm your host, Zeke.
What's up, everybody? It's Rollin.
Mason here. Today we have a very special episode for y'all, hailing from St. George's, star of the baseball team and future Duke baseball player, the Quinn Showalter. What's up,
So,
Coupon?
guys,
What's
thanks
going
for
on,
having
Quinn?
me.
Always. So, in our first episode, we started with kind of like an introduction to who we are and how we got to this spot in our lives. And we were kind of just curious about like where you grew up, what sports you played, and sports teams you watched, and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, born and raised here. I grew up playing baseball, football, basketball, and soccer. Just enjoyed watching all those sports from a very young age, no matter the team, honestly. But as time's gone on, and I started to like the Steelers for football, for basketball, born and raised in Memphis, so yeah, I like the Memphis Grizzlies. And then I don't really follow soccer anymore, but my dad's a big like Newcastle fan, so those are my teams.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
then
So, kind of just building off what you were saying about baseball, when was like the moment you realized, oh, this can be like my future?
I'd say about seventh grade. Seventh grade is probably when I started taking baseball a little bit more serious. Uh, Whenever I was younger in elementary school, I think football is what I wanted to do. But then I realized that the talent that I had at baseball and just like the love I had for the game would just like allow me to take it to another level that I wanted it to.
So, when you say like seventh grade, like how do you say your routine kind of changed and developed you into the person you are now?
I'd say the routine I had, like the mindset that I have whenever practicing is you got to get 1% better every single day. And that's kind of how I take my training and like how I view it. Um, I don't know what to say.
Quinn, I got a question for you. So, we all talked about how St. George's changed our lives. I'm not sure where you went to school before St. George's, but when you arrived, how did it change your life or impact your life?
It's not really cool since I've been there since from a very young age. It's the people that came in throughout the years. So every single year, we'd always like involve and include more people to like I'd say our overall friend group, which is pretty big in my opinion. And those friends have kind of shaped who I am as a person, and it kind of revolves around sports. Because most of our friends are from the baseball team, but there's other friends like they just help you push to be a better person every single day.
Yep. Does the on the academic side, you're attending a very high academic college. Is St. George's really preparing you for that, or are you doing more stuff at home, or what's that side like?
Yeah, definitely. St. George's, they've definitely prepared me very well, from an academic standpoint. All the classes that I'm taking, that they push me to take, it's just preparing me for a better future.
So obviously now you're committed to Duke University, but can you kind of walk us through your recruitment process and what stood out to you at Duke?
Yeah. So obviously August 1st is the first day that colleges can contact you, and I mean everyone, including myself, was looking forward to that day. And August 1st comes around, and then you'll get a few phone calls here and there, a few text messages, and thinking of that for me, I had a plethora of options to like, explore. And as the recruitment process went on, I mean, the schools narrowed down to which ones is like the best fit for you. And Duke actually was not in one of the few schools that was on my like list at the time because they hadn't reached out yet. So October probably come around, and that's when Duke actually reached out and asked me to go to the camp in November. And then I went down to the camp in November, and then I had picked 95 off the mountain. So they offered me on the spot, and both me and my family thought this was like just the best fit for me, and believe that the coaching staff and all around could just like shape me to be a better human being.
Yeah. So, what were like some of the driving factors in you choosing Duke over some of these other schools?
So I'd say the head coach, Chris Pollard, he's an awesome dude. He'll help me shape to be a better man, I believe. Also, the baseball program, they've been really good the past few years, and I believe that the future could shoot through the stars. Like, it's ridiculous how good they can be. And then also the plans for a new facility could be ecstatic for me. I mean, I can't wait for that. But also, I mean, obviously the degree is also a really hard one to pass up.
So as you know, this podcast is our SIS, and as a friend, I know that you're doing the road to 100 SIS. So what's some things that you're mainly focusing on? If it's diet, if it's consistently lifting, or if it's arm care, what are you practicing and preparing for your SIS project?
Just kind of walk us through your routine.
No, my routine, I made a weight program that I can be doing every single day. Make sure I'm getting that 1% better, as I said. My main focus this off season is to get the biggest legs I can possibly get, along with taking care of my mobility, my arm care, but also the delivery piece of the pitching. Point, like, and making sure to focus, whether it's water bags or like pitching itself, and making sure to view that and just see how I can always be getting better.
I mean, with being committed in all that, for me personally, I mean, I think it's kind of hard for you to like find a drive, like kind of with the commitment, the pressure is kind of off. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I think the pressure piece is like it's kind of off, but like there's still a little bit of pressure just because you have to like live up to these like certain standpoints. Like people view you to produce these certain numbers, and if you're not producing those numbers, you're kind of viewed as overrated and like should he really be having this? But I don't really think about that whenever I'm playing. I kind of just like I'm always used to be doing. Just always doing the best I can, and I just try to help my team produce, like, just be the best they can.
So you're also heading into your senior year with us. Got new head coach John Mungle. We know y'all have a good relationship, but what are your goals heading into senior year academically, or with your friends, or with sports? Kind of give us three main goals that you're trying to achieve. We obviously know the road to 100 is one, so you can leave that out. But what are three other goals?
Definitely going to state with the boys. I mean, one final ride, win the state championship, that'd be awesome. But I'd say another goal for me, I mean, it'd be awesome to get drafted. I mean, very like small possibility of getting drafted. That's incredible if I can accomplish that. Um, but I mean, as friends, I'd definitely love to take every single opportunity that we can before it's over. Because most likely it's going to be one of the last years that we're all going to be together and just kind of go out with a bang.
Yep.
Yeah. Um, being a senior and being really a leader on this team, what do I guess kind of what do you think like the younger generations coming up from St. George can really admire from us as a class and you yourself as a leader for us?
Can you repeat that?
Just what can you, as a leader and as a senior, what can you say that the younger classes of St. George can really like take from your game and take from what we have done as a class?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely leaving it out on the field 110% all the time. If you're not giving your best, like pretty much the point of being out there. Um, I mean, don't take it for granted because it flies by, and just enjoying every single little moment that you're out there.
Yeah, I like what you said about enjoying everything, every single moment out there because I feel like throughout my high school career, I've had like, I mean, more of like my freshman year, I would be like too hard on myself and I would honestly go home kind of mad every couple of nights. And I think that's one thing I definitely regret about some of my earlier high school years and that I'm kind of starting to like put in the past and like learn to not be mad because this game is really hard.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just failing is a part of the game, and just learning to take that success and build off of it. Because, I mean, from the major leagues, if you hit 3 out of 10 times, you're in the Hall of Fame, and that's a ridiculous amount of failing. And just to be able to push through it and always try to find some positive out of your fails, like learning from your failures, definitely one of the biggest pieces that you can improve on in your game.
Yep. So if you had to describe your baseball gameplay to Duke fans, for if they're I don't know if they're tuning into the podcast or what, but maybe they might. How
A
would you
slim chance that they are.
slim chance? How would you describe your game to them?
Um, I mean, I'm gonna give it out. I'm gonna give everything I got for the team. I mean, that's a good question. Um,
Maybe like coupon, like the big ticket or like flame or something like that. Like the big show.
yeah, I
All
mean,
nicknames of Quinn.
Yeah, you
I
don't
feel
have to be
pretty
humble
hard
about those.
to. I feel pretty hard to. I mean, I guess that's a piece that can kind of show me. And try to be efficient, most efficient as I can on the mound. You know, as a hitter, I'm trying to produce for my team however I can.
Yeah, I like it. Do your job, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, attending Duke, I got one more Duke question for you. What are you looking forward to besides baseball about going to Duke?
Definitely the new friendships that I made with teammates, non-teammates, like whoever it would be. Definitely the bonds that I'll be building with them. Also the coaches. I mean, just looking forward to seeing and meeting new people. Definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, going back on future teammates, have you had the chance to connect with any of your commits that are going to do in the same class as you?
Yeah, definitely. I've reached out to a few of them. And in this fall, we're looking to meet up. We're getting one of the commits in the 26 class. We're looking to meet up after this fall. So that's gonna be a really fun opportunity for all of us.
Yeah. I guess we can kind of shift gears a little bit. This is a very sports podcast, and we can kind of shift to major sports a little bit. Talk a lot about you. Kind of give your side. This is a chance for you to speak your mind, I would say.
So we have the SEC tournament.
Yeah.
Vandy taking it home. Our Vols were unfortunately put out by Vandy. Didn't really have a good game, but we probably secured hosting a regional.
We
Quinn,
did. It came out.
yeah, we did. Okay. Well, thanks, bro. Quinn, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, Vandy's a really tough team. I mean, that could be all year. Tim Corbin does a really good job with all them. So, but I don't know. I just see the step this year, so I think anyone can come out from there.
Who are some of the teams that y'all could see bringing home the championship this year?
I mean, Florida State.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would say I mean, I can see y'all bringing it home. Like, there's so many ways it can go. I don't think there's a clear, like, oh, this team's going to win it all.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many ways it can go.
There's so many good SEC teams now that it's kind of hard out of that. But I could definitely see a team like North Carolina bringing it home just because their pitching rotation, and I could also see teams like Ole Miss or like a scrappy SEC team winning it home just because of like how good their bullpen is. And I
Yeah.
think it's really just going to come down to who has the best pitching and how much of it they can use.
And who's also like very hot at the plate, right?
Yeah,
Like
it all
whoever's
depends on who's hot.
yeah, whatever team's rolling. I think it's like, Texas. I mean, if I had to say right now, probably Texas brings it home. But I want the Vols to bring it home, obviously. But I mean, I could see Vandy winning it. They're kind of hot right now. They're playing good.
But the thing with
Yeah,
college football, I mean, just
my
What's up,
take
Quinn?
on it, I'm not being biased at all, but the Blue Devils, yeah, that's a good hot right
Which
now.
region?
So we just got put into Georgia's region, so it's Georgia, Duke, and Oklahoma State, and I don't even know the fourth seed, but I mean,
Okay,
we
so
got a
y'all,
chance to whether our pitching's just gotta be there.
yeah,
I mean, y'all are going to have a tough time getting out of that, I would say.
Mhm. Yeah, Georgia's definitely a big team.
Yeah,
good baseball team.
yeah. But I do hope Duke makes it out, obviously, because my friend's committed there. So
Yeah.
I'll cheer for him a little bit.
Kind of have to. But shifting.
Realistically, I'll take Florida State. Florida State, we got put out by them in the ACC tournament, and then their pitching's just like really good. There's no holes in the lineup, and I saw one of their freshmen, Monica Bailey, hit a ball 470, 117, and that's just ridiculous as a true freshman.
Bashed. Yeah, the Heels are hot though. They put out Florida State, and then they mercy ruled Clemson in the championship, 14-4. I mean, it's really just going to come down to who's hot at the right time. I mean, isn't that what it always
But
is?
any team can get
Anyway, I mean, because Ole Miss was the last bit regional go and ended up taking Omaha away and winning it all. I mean, it just comes down to who's hot, who's throwing strikes, who's throwing good pitches and stuff like that.
I mean, staying in college, we can kind of move away from baseball a little bit. We can go to college football. That's right around the corner. Predictions on who can win it all, win the Natty.
Well, I think it's going to be different this year because last year the 4 teams that got buys were like the winners. So like you had like teams like SMU getting a bye and Boise State getting a bye, and so pretty much like the second round games were just all blowouts. So they changed it to where it's just the top 4 teams in the country are getting buys, and I think that will bring it down to teams like Georgia, Alabama, teams like that caliber, Ohio State.
I definitely think it's SEC's year. I think SEC team will take it home. If I had to say now, give me the Dogs. But like, we'll see how it looks. If I had to take a stab at it now, it'd be Georgia or Bama, maybe. But I'm hoping. You know who I'm hoping to win.
We all.
I'm thinking I'm gonna take Texas out of this one because alternating. It's probably the best QB in college football, and they're pretty close last year. So I think they got it this year.
Do you think Arch can take them over the top?
Yeah, I definitely think so, especially with a year of experience under his belt. I think that's just the year for them.
Yeah, I think Ewers kind of struggled with consistency, as he was always seen as the best quarterback in college football, and they can never get over that hump to winning it all. And I think Arch is honestly better than Ewers ever was, and he's got more potential than him.
How about Florida State? Eh?
Go
Seminoles.
I don't even know.
Out of here.
Yeah, I don't even know what we can do. We have no recruits coming in, very little NIL, not changing the coach anytime soon.
Don't need the coach. I mean, the coach was fine. You just had a shaky quarterback.
Multiple shaky.
Yeah, multiple shaky quarterbacks. I mean, I kind of tuned out of Florida State after.
I tuned out after 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, it was rough. Yeah. But they're it might take a year to get back to normal. They might need a little it might take one more year. I bet they'll be decent though. 100% better than last year.
2 games. Yeah.
I hope.
Oh,
Okay, so
We could talk about MLB and
yeah,
stuff that's going on there.
yeah. I know, Quinn. I know you're a big MLB guy. What's your thoughts on the year so far?
This year it's been surprising. I mean, a few teams, like, I mean, obviously the Yankees are really hot. And they're ridiculous this year. The pitching staff's great. Devin Williams is finally figuring it out. But I'd say my surprise was kind of the Cubs. I mean, Pete Armstrong, he's playing like the best player in baseball right now. I mean, he's playing ridiculous. And then, um, another surprise with the Orioles. I thought they were going to really go this year, but they kind of struggling a little.
I mean, I can't really say much because I kind of did. I don't know what happened with our most recent series. We had it in the bag. We won 2 games, and then we lost 2 straight. I don't even know what we did. We just stopped hitting.
Yeah, with Acuna coming back to the Braves, like, do you think is the limit for the Braves this year? And like, do you think Acuna could still make like an MVP run, or like, do you think the Braves can now win the World Series and stuff like that?
They're definitely contenders again. I definitely see them as contenders.
Quinn, what's your
I don't
thoughts on
know.
that?
I just don't think the pitching staff's good enough.
Yeah, they do struggle with pitching.
But their pitching staff still ain't bad. They still got Sale over there. Still got Strider. What else do they got over there? I mean,
There's Strider out there.
yeah, he's coming back though.
How
But
about how about Acuna after injury coming back? First pitch he sees, it's a bomb. I mean, is that like a? I don't know. Has that been? That's probably been done before, but the
Yeah,
probably
and that
person didn't
atmosphere
hit
and
lead
everything,
off.
yeah,
and then does the jogger
the
thing.
job that was funny. I love that.
I mean, took Arcelli from us,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
But
I was probably watching St. George's videos
Yeah.
about it.
Probably tuned into the podcast.
Yeah.
Quinn, if you had to make a prediction right now about who's going to win the World Series, what's your 2 teams that you think?
I think it's going to be Dodgers, Yankees. Just too much money on the payroll.
Yeah,
They got all the money.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only 2 teams you can really like take the bet on, honestly.
and Shohei's coming back.
Yeah,
He threw live the other day.
Well, so do you think, Quinn, that it's a problem that there's no like pay limit on how much they can pay players? Because obviously teams like the Dodgers and Yankees, I mean, they have the most money. They pay the players the most money. Like, do you think it needs to be like a salary cap on MLB teams?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say no or yes, but I mean, apparently the players are getting paid, so I mean, good for them. Soto's $700 million contract. I mean, that's ridiculous. But I mean, I could see for like smaller teams like the A's or something like that, um, make it more fair. I mean, I guess you can argue a case for yes.
yeah, I do kind of see it as unfair because like the Dodgers have been able to put so many players on max contracts like throughout the last 3 years, and like it's just because of like how much the like city brings in and like their radio station and everything like that. And I think it's kind of unfair for like these smaller teams and like not as known cities because they just can't afford to like even compete with the Dodgers just because of how much money they have. I think there should definitely be a salary limit.
I think another thing would be with that, the Dodgers' recent struggles as well.
Yeah.
Like I get it, you're paying all these guys, but injuries still happen. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like they only have about 2 or 3 of their starters left. A lot of their other players are hurt. Like,
Yeah, that's been a big struggle with the Braves throughout the last couple of years. So
Yeah,
Quinn,
I think I think it helps whenever you got like, say, Blake Snell gets hurt, then they can just like bring along another ace on any other team. I mean, the payroll they got is kind of ridiculous.
yeah,
so Quinn, Paul Skeens has been like the talk of the town for the last couple of years as he finished at LSU and started his pro career. But I saw this interesting fact today that said he's got 47 earned runs through 34 innings. Like, why do you think this is happening to him? Like, why do you think like he's giving up so many runs? Like, he's almost giving up 2 runs a game or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for him, but he could have changed his off season. I did see that he like added a few new pitches in his arsenal from last year. But I mean, it could be 10, yeah, something like that. But I mean, I still think he's a really good pitcher.
Yeah, do you think Delo's not an issue for pro hitters as much as it is college hitters? Like, obviously, Skeens is throwing over 100 miles an hour the whole game, but like, it seems that these MLB hitters don't have a problem with 100 mile an hour every time they go up there. Like, they seem that they're pretty on it every time.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're paid to do that. But I think the pitchers who can execute, who have the better secondary pitches, I mean, they stride better. I mean, they hit their spots. I mean, number one, velo still plays a very important factor. I mean, I don't know if you saw, but Screwball just finished a game yesterday at 94 pitches, and his last pitch was 103. Um,
Mhm.
he only gave up like 2 hits the whole game, and that's absurd.
Yeah.
No walks, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, shifting gears one more time to the NBA. The Knicks pretty much facing an elimination game last night in Indiana took home the dub to kind of keep the series alive. More basketball.
Cat was
Cat,
killing.
I mean, 7-foot dude knocking down those tray balls. That's insane. That's pretty much Quinn out there shooting threes. But and we also got Timberwolves, OKC. We're seeing a little bit more home court advantage in that series, unlike the Indiana and New York series. But Shea, unstoppable.
Yeah, he's getting almost annoying at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I did see a video. It was the Timberwolves might have changed their way of guarding Share, which I thought looked pretty interesting. I mean, it seemed to work.
Yeah.
In their last game, he had only 14 points, which I mean, he's averaging over 30 points a game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But Ant has flipped a gear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, that's ridiculous.
He was a little shaky.
Yeah.
I mean, but
He's on.
Each series is at 2-1 for the East and the West Finals, and I think, who do y'all think is going to be in the NBA Finals?
I think there's a very different who you think and who you want.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, based
Yeah,
off of
I think
what's going on.
I think New York is going to win this game and win this series in 7. I think they're the better team. I mean, Indiana's a little hot. I mean, Indiana could so just blow them out, but I think Jalen Brunson and Cat can kind of get it done. And I think OKC will win this game and win this series in 6. I don't think they can keep up with the pace of OKC, and then give me OKC in 5.
Over the Knicks?
Yeah.
Okay.
I personally want a Knicks Timberwolves finals, but I think the Pacers pull that out. In the East, and then
You still think that the Timberwolves will get it? You still think the Timberwolves are pulling it out?
I think they are. Yeah, I think with the drive that they have and the competitiveness that they're playing with right now, I think they can pull it out. So I think it's going to be Pacers and Timberwolves, and then give me Wolves in 6.
Well, if you're thinking that, this is pretty much an elimination game tonight for the Wolves, going down 3-1, going back to OKC, pretty much.
I think that the Wolves are going to end up winning the series in 7, probably.
Mhm.
I think that the Wolves have so many more options than the Thunder do. Because every time I watch the Thunder, it's pretty much give Shea the ball, let him do him, and if he scores 40, you're going to win. But I mean, if he's only scoring 14 points in a game, I mean, they're obviously not going to win. And obviously, that game they lost by over 40 points.
Yeah.
It's like if they can just like keep sticking to locking down Shea, I think it is going to be the Wolves, and then I could see the Pacers winning against the Knicks just because of how hot the Pacers are.
Mm.
And I could honestly see the Pacers winning the whole thing.
So what is your final prediction?
I think it's going to be Pacers versus Wolves, and give me the Pacers in 6.
I mean, Shea's averaging 7 assists in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he but I mean, teams obviously focus on him, and they have a couple role players. But I think the Chet. I mean, Shea needs the ball in his hands to be successful. Obviously, like he's not a ball hog, but like not so
He
successful
doesn't play
off
that much
ball.
off ball.
Yeah, he doesn't play that much off
I
ball.
mean, I would honestly almost call him a ball hog though, because throughout the regular season, he's taking like if you look at his stats, he's taking 35 to 40 shots a game, and that's almost how he's averaging this many points. I mean, if you're taking 40 shots a game, like you better be averaging like at least 30 points a game. You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, he does have other people to work around.
Yeah, shoot or shoot. You know, OKC probably lives and dies with their best players shooting the most shots. You know, that's probably their mindset.
Yeah.
But a team like the Timberwolves could so easily take that down because they play more a little together. Obviously,
They
Aim
have more
takes the most
options,
shots, but like you know, it kind of flow better. Quinn? What's your take?
Um, I want the Wolves and Knicks. Um, I think if the Wolves can play as good a defense as they did in Game 3, then they could definitely make something happen. But it's the Thunder like figure out just how to go around this defense. I think they'll take it pretty easily. And on the East, Henry Halliburton, he's playing at like another level right now. I don't know what he did, but he can just flat out ball right now. But um, I think that the Knicks will still take it. I think it's gonna be Knicks, Thunder, and Thunder in 6.
I like that. That's exactly what I said. It's a very good take.
All right, so we can kind of move into some. We can kind of this is a little start of a new segment that we're going to do on every podcast. We can give you some of our like hottest takes, and then we can use Quinn as kind of like a determinator, like a determinator.
LeBron's the goat. That's that can be our first.
Good with that?
LeBron is the goat.
Are we talking about this, or are we just into cap or no cap?
We can. I mean,
Discuss it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can
we'll
discuss
discuss it,
it,
yeah.
and then Quinn, you can either say cap or no cap.
Yeah.
Well, as y'all know, I think LeBron is the GOAT. You know, I mean, his longevity of his career. I mean, the players he's played against, don't get me wrong, Michael played in a rougher age. But I think in this sense, if you take LeBron and you put him in Michael's age, he balls. And if you put Michael in LeBron's age, he balls too, just not as hard as LeBron.
I think if Michael Jordan played in 2025, he would average 100 points a game.
I definitely say he'd have like 40,
100.
maybe not.
At least 50.
At least 50.
Why?
Michael Jordan's age was like just so much rougher than it is now. Like LeBron literally gets like poked in the eyeball, and they're calling the other dude out with like double flagrant out of the game. LeBron getting 4 free throws on the spot.
I do agree with that.
LeBron, I mean, it's not even just LeBron. Like it's just the league now. Like how soft it's gotten.
Yeah.
Like I mean, if you watch like The Last Dance on like games, and if you like listen to like how your dads talk about it, like I mean, it's just like hard to imagine like LeBron even being able to play in that, just because. I mean, you know,
I think kind of growing up in maybe that environment kind of would shape him a little bit. But what is your thoughts, Quinn?
I
Cap or
think
no
MJ's
cap?
the goat. MJ's definitely good. I mean,
In
just
this.
looking at the finals. I mean, 6-0 in the finals. That's ridiculous.
hell,
But
LeBron.
I also agree that if LeBron got put into MJ's era, then he's just not going to survive. Like, they were way too physical back then.
Bro,
I mean, LeBron is what is he? 6'9", 240. Like that dude's dominating whatever area you put him in.
I mean,
He's
he's.
mentally weak.
I mean, the game of basketball has obviously changed.
It's so hard to talk about it, you know. Just
I mean, yeah, it is hard. It's all about what you think. But
I think this can be a whole episode on it.
were the players in MJ's era anything like what we have seen? Like don't get me wrong, you got Larry Legend, you know, Bad Boy Pistons. You had some good players, but was the depth of all the rosters, are they equivalent? Are you
I don't.
serious?
I don't think the championship caliber team, like a couple teams that Jordan played, I think are pretty much on par with some of the teams
Yeah.
LeBron played. But like the what was it?
The night in and night out games. I don't.
It's so hard to. It's just so hard to talk
It's
about because LeBron. I mean, if
it's
you
so hard to compare.
watch like a game now, like it's literally like watching pickup basketball.
Yeah.
Like I mean, they're just running down the court, rebound or make, get out, shoot another three. And in LeBron's age, it was, I mean, dribble into the paint, go up for dunk, and hope you don't get punched in the face.
Or Jordan's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and sometimes they would purposely punch him in the face, and I mean, there's no foul that's going to be called. I mean,
Okay. I guess we can. I say we should stop on that because there's just so much we can
Yeah.
more go.
Yeah.
Um,
One more cap or no cap?
I'll go ahead. So, Aaron Judge should be put at the same echelon of hitter as Barry Bonds. Cap or no cap?
I think it's too early. It's too early to put him up there. But I mean, if he keeps up what he's doing up now, then yeah, I mean, I'd put him up there.
a lot of people say that Barry Bonds is the best baseball player of all time.
I have that take.
And I think it's just too early to say that Judge is anywhere near that. I mean,
Yeah.
if he continues the path he's on, he could very easily be up there, but I think he still has some stuff to prove.
Yeah, I mean, just a stat that I saw so far this season. Aaron Judge has a higher WRC plus, which is runs created with like a weighted average of the stadium than Barry Bonds ever had in any of his years, even the 04 year where he dominated that. Like, I mean, that's just something that you never thought you'd see. I never thought we'd see another hitter like Bonds.
Yeah.
And the
I
fact that
just
he's
think
doing
that like the 60 home run seasons that he's having and like the pace that he's making them at, like I think he can catch up to the home run record.
And then for one last cap or no cap that I have, it's the SEC is unbeatable in college baseball.
Kind of hitting home there, eh?
going right at it.
Going right at.
Art.
I wouldn't say unbeatable, but I'd say dominant. Yeah, dominant, 100%. I mean, you got dudes, you know.
Yeah.
Quinn.
Yeah, I mean, I'll agree with you on that. I mean, the SEC is dominant, but they're not unbeatable. I mean, like, I hate to say it, but you got North Carolina, you got FSU, you got Clemson. Like, these teams are, they can compete with these top level teams. I mean, the top of like these ACC teams. I mean, like, not even just the ACC. I mean, like 7 Miss out of Hattiesburg, like, they might be mid-major, but like, they can ball. I mean, these teams like Coastal Carolina, yeah. I mean, I think they can compete, but the SEC is dominant. I agree.
That's very good.
Yeah, I would say a lot of people like breeze over these other schools in the ACC. Like, I don't think many people like give the ACC the attention that it deserves. I mean, you've got all these top tier schools that have,
Especially in the baseball scene.
yeah, in baseball. I mean, basketball, it's kind of been the driving force, but now it's kind of switching to the SEC again. But in baseball, I definitely would say that the ACC is kind of overlooked.
I agree with that. Yeah. So, kind of as we're wrapping up, obviously, great to have you on, Quinn. It's been great talking to you. Anyone you want to shout out specifically?
Spot there. I mean, shout out to RNZza for having me out.
Yup.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you coming on, man. You're repping St. George's and Memphis in the right way.
Yep. Thanks, Lil Q, bro.
Appreciate y'all having me.
See ya, bro.
All right.
So,
See ya.
peace out.